Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about three stocks in the travel industry that I am really confident is going to just go back up. If you've ever heard of buy the dip, this is definitely one of the three stocks that you really want to consider buying the dip. But before you even buy the dip, I want to show you a couple different options that you can really maximize your gains. Okay, so if you're bullish on the travel industry, if you think the airline industry is going to recover at some point next year, then you definitely want to stick around and watch this video. Okay, if you like my content, just make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to help. And so without further ado, the first stock ticker that I'm going to be talking about is AAL. Okay, so American Airlines Group. Okay, American Airlines Group is a company that you've probably heard of if you've ever traveled within the United States or even outside of the United States, simply because American Airlines is such a huge company in the aviation industry. If you take a look real quick at the fundamentals, so right now, just taking a look at the financials, it looks like the revenue has continued to grow. At least from last year, it's still down, of course, because of the variant and all that's going on. But I think the market has overreacted, just because eventually, American Airlines is going to recover from this. And so if you take a look, just right now, they are still losing money, from all that's going on. But I really don't think American Airlines is going to go anywhere soon, just because they're such a big company that people rely on. And so, just taking a quick look at the summary, we can look at the year-to-date chart. It's just been down quite a bit, and it's definitely down from before the whole pandemic. If we took a look at finviz.com, we can see that the RSI is selling is at 44, this means that it's slightly more oversold. So I think right now is a great time to buy. And just taking a look at the stock as a whole, right? If you take a look at the stock right now, it's trading at $18.14. It's down from its high this year of around $25. So even if it moves just up, just a couple dollars, you're gonna see a pretty big move. All right, so if you're bullish and if you think American Airlines is gonna eventually go back up, then right now is a great time to buy. Look at that. The chart, if you look at the chart from the 5-year chart, it's definitely down from its high back in 2018. Okay, so how would I trade American Airlines? Okay, so the first thing you can do is you can always outright just buy out shares, and yes, eventually you're gonna make money. So if it's at $18 right now, if it goes up to $22, then you're gonna make a big profit. But I want to show you how to trade options, and the reason why I like options is it really makes it a lot more interesting. You can make a lot more money with a lot less cash. And so the first thing you can do is you can simply sell a put. So selling a put just allows you to buy the stock at a discount, essentially, because you get paid a premium of 79 cents per share, and there's 100 shares per contract, so you're essentially getting paid $79 if you're willing to buy the stock if it goes down to $17.50, right? So if it goes down to $17.50, you're forced to buy, but you get paid a premium. So it's sort of a win-win. That's generally a more conservative way to get exposure if you're bullish on the stock, but you don't know if it's going to go down or if it's going to go up. Okay, so if it goes up, then you keep the premium. If it goes down, you may get forced to buy it, but you get a discount and you keep the premium. Okay, so the other interesting play that I would do is I would simply just buy a leap option. And I think right now is perfectly a great time to buy a leap option. So a leap option is just basically a call option. You buy a call option that expires a year or more out. So you would set your expiration date to January 2023, because that's at least a year out. You buy a call option, usually deep in the money, which just means that underneath the share price, you pay a higher premium, but the amount of movement it requires for you to start profiting is a lot less. So right now, if I were to open up a leap option, I would probably just open up the $12 option or even $15 option, right? Because basically the stock would only have to move about 7% or up 12% for you to start realizing profit. Okay, if you want to go even more safe, you can do like $10 or even $8. But definitely, if you're bullish on the stock, I would definitely buy into leap options because you're saving money on the amount of cash you would put out to get to get exposure into 100 shares. So right now, if you were to buy American Airlines at $18, 100 shares, you would pay $1,800. But if you were to buy a leap option, you would only pay around half of that, right? You would pay even less than half if you were to buy a call option at a slightly higher strike price. So it's one of those things where if you really think the stock is going to go up, then I would definitely not mind buying a leap option. Okay, so the second stock ticker besides American Airlines Group is, okay, and you have definitely heard of this if you've ever traveled to Dallas, okay? Well, aside from Dallas, they also have, several airplanes that fly all around the United States, but it is just Southwest Airlines, okay? Southwest Airlines is headquartered in Dallas, Texas. That's where I am originally from. And Southwest Airlines, as you probably know, if you've ever flown Southwest Airlines, you want to look for quality companies, right? I probably wouldn't invest in Frontier. I probably wouldn't invest in Spirit because I've flown all those airlines and I just don't think they have the best service. I generally think that, they don't treat their customers as well as Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is an amazing airline. They have excellent service. They don't assign seats, which I love that about the company. And, they're just all around good company that I think is going to bounce back up. They were trading at a high of $63 this year, and it's really just gone down, all the way down to $43.61. I think they are trading at a pretty low price right now. They're before the pandemic, they were hovering around $57, and so I do think this is one of those companies where you definitely want exposure in if you're bullish in the travel industry. And just taking a quick look at Southwest Airlines on finviz.com. As you can see, right, their RSI is definitely oversold. They have RSI at 38.12. They do still have a forward P ratio of 20.67. And so, if you take a look at some of their fundamentals, we're going to take a look at the financials. Okay, so financials. So year to date, every airline has been down quite a bit, but they're still continuing to grow this year. And so, I think they're going to be fine. I think they have plenty of total assets, working capital. They're pretty healthy company. And I would say right now is, again, still a pretty down time to buy. So what this would look like on Robinhood, again, same thing. You can outright buy shares. You can sell puts, or you can buy a leap option. So I'm going to show you what a leap option looks like. Go out to January 2023. You buy a call option, and look at that. So you can buy call options for really as cheap as, like right here, right? $1,195 if you buy the call option at $35, right? That is insanely cheap compared to if you were to buy 100 shares right now. 100 shares of Southwest would cost you about $4,300, whereas if you bought a leap option, you would have the same power as 100 shares. The stock will only have to move up 7% from what it is today, and you would only be paying about $1,200. So that's definitely a lot less than $4,300. Okay, the last airline that I want to talk about is, and maybe you've guessed it, maybe you haven't, is Delta Air stock. Okay, so Delta Airlines, stock ticker DAL. Okay, so Delta Airlines is another company that is solid. If you've ever flown Delta, you would know that their service is impeccable. Well, some of you might disagree, but I really had a great experience with Delta Airlines. And right now they're still pretty down from their high in 2000, right before the pandemic. And even this year, if you look at the year-to-date chart, they're down just slightly a little bit from the year-to-date. Okay, so I think right now they're basically trading at the same price that they were at the beginning of the year. So if you do think that they're going to eventually bounce back up, I think this is a great time to buy. Let's take a look real quick at finviz.com, and we're going to see that the RSI is trading at about 47. So it's trading at a pretty fair rate, right? I don't know if this is gonna have a lot of movement, honestly, but what I would say is, anytime you invest in a solid company, if you know their company has great service, they have good customer base, then this is one of those stocks where I wouldn't be afraid to get more exposure into, right? I wouldn't be afraid to sell puts, or even buying a leap option, or just outright buying shares. Okay, so taking a look at the financials, yeah, they also have been taking a hit, of course, but they're still growing at a pretty healthy rate. If you take a look at their balance sheet, look at that. They have just a ton of cash, a ton of assets. They're still relatively healthy. And let's just take a look at what a leap option would look like. Okay, so leap option on Delta Airlines, we would do trade out options. We would buy call. We would go out to January 2023, and look at that. Right now there are great deals at around 1,000. Probably 1,300 is the one I would buy, because the stock would only have to move up about 6.5%. So the strike price at $28 looks like a pretty good deal. It's a lot better than paying $3,800. Okay, so and I think that's it. Yeah, so just those three stocks are the ones I invested in, that I'm going to buy more and get more exposure into, just because I think it's a great time to buy stock, especially when the travel industry bounces back up. Whenever that is, I hope you guys will be able to travel again soon, without too much trouble. I know a lot of people have not seen their family for a long time, and so yeah, we're just hoping that this virus doesn't continue to get worse. Stay safe, guys. Happy investing. Again, if you like my content, just make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to help. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys then.